What up, Sports Nation? How are you all doing out there? I know I'm doing good. This is going to be a good one. Yeah. Oh, God, he's killing me already today.
We have somebody so cool right now.
Oh, yes. Go ahead and take it away.
Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm Emma Odie. I go to Avon High School. I play for Lake Erie Warhawks Dixon, and I'm committed to the University of Toledo. And yeah, I'm a catcher.
She is a catcher, and you know me. I love my catchers. How are you doing, Emma? You doing good today? School good?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Can't complain.
That a girl. Nobody would listen anyway, though, right? No, I'm just
yeah.
So I want to kind of jump into things and kind of have a little bit of fun with you. All right.
Okay.
As a catcher, you get to have fun with your pitchers, right? I mean,
yes.
Really do. What has been the most memorable moment working with a pitcher that you have had? Funny, sad, are you kidding me? You know, whatever it is, we want to know.
I think proud would probably be just, well, it was sad too, but we made it to the regional final this year against Holland Springfield, and my pitcher, Kayla Dyken, she's at the University of Findlay. I think just every moment that we had this year was really just something special. It's the furthest our team has gone in high school history. So it was just cool to do it with her. And I just remember hugging her after we lost that game. And it was just, I mean, I was upset, but at the same time, I was more upset that our time together was done. But I just knew that I was so proud of her and everything that we had done together the past season. So I'd say, yeah, that moment was a proud and sad moment at the same time. So
I get you. Yeah, no, I get it. I love it. So let's talk about going through the season and your mindset. You had an idea that you guys had a pretty good team, a good team. Your mindset to stay focused day to day, minute to minute, so on and so forth. What was your mindset?
I think that, you know, we had some rough patches, obviously. We had a pretty split team being upperclassmen and lowerclassmen. We had a lot of freshmen this year. We had a lot of seniors. We lost 5 seniors. But I think with me kind of being in the middle, I was kind of in the mix of things. And, you know, all the girls have respect for me. Like, I know that they respect me because I respect them. It doesn't matter at what level they are or how I'm doing at the moment. You know, we have respect for each other. And I think the girls on the team, you know, looked up to me just because I was kind of real with things, you know, even if I didn't feel like being there, you know, I still had to keep other people in check. And I knew that was my job, was to help everybody stay on track, even when I didn't feel like it myself, you know. And I think that pushed me to become a better player in a sense, because I know, especially after I committed, you know, it's like a target on your back. Everybody knows, and they hear one bad thing about you, and then, you know, it kind of just gets everywhere. They're like, oh, that kid's committed and she slacks off all the time, or she's bad to her teammates. You know, that was something that I really took to heart when I committed, is knowing that I'm going to have a target on my back. So I think staying on track was the biggest thing, just like with other people, to keep myself on track.
Do you find that as more of a challenge for you to work that much harder to prove the naysayers wrong? Or is it something where it's like, okay, I'm going to the next level and I need to work on this, this, and this? Which one would you say? Or is it something completely different?
I mean, I think at the beginning I was more nervous, but now that it's been a little while, I'm harder on myself rather than other people being harder on me. Like, I know my coaches are harder on me because they know that, I mean, I know it's not going to be all like sunshines and rainbows when you go to college ball. It's like a job. So I think it's like a little bit of both. I'm not as like worried about it anymore as just like keeping myself in check and trying to prove that that's where I deserve to be. in a sense. So yeah.
You know, I always had this wonder. First time I've interviewed a catcher, so it's kind of fun.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
No.
we've interviewed a catcher.
Yeah. Riley Donovan.
She was
the NAIA Player of the Year 2022.
We didn't talk catching. We talked about her.
Yeah, we did. We did.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this question, I didn't get to ask Riley this. Then the talk behind the plate. Are you working over the umpires? Is there like a skill to that?
Like persuading them to be on my side type of thing.
Conversation. Do you build up, or do you have umpires that you're like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do anything with this person because they're not giving me what I want. Is there a nuance to the umpires? I mean, it just may not even make the show, but it's like a question because on the football field, I was like that. I was always messing with positions. So,
I mean, that's just kind of how I am too. Like, if something happens, like if I drop a ball or something, I'll just like stand up and be like, well, that was embarrassing. Or I'll try and like just say something stupid and then try and get them on my side, I guess. You know, I always say hi to them, shake their hand at the beginning of the game. But I mean, some guys don't really care, even if you do that. Like it's their way or the highway. And sometimes you can't really change that. But I mean, I try my best. I do.
Yeah. Do you ever talk to the batters?
Depends on how the game's going.
Okay.
Not really in like, I don't chirp at them necessarily, but like there'll be some people, or if I know them, I'll just like say something like, oh, you gonna take this 1 yard? I don't think you got a chance, honestly, or something like that. Only if I'm like really good friends with them and they're like
But you got to do that with the ones you're not friends with.
Get them.
That's the better way to do it.
Oh God, yeah.
Like if they're a mortal enemy, like that's the perfect thing to do. Like you
I
think
feel
you're
like
going yard, it's not happening.
Yeah. Hey, I got a rising sinker coming at you.
yeah. Well, I pound my glove. So like sometimes I'll go where I pound it, sometimes I don't. So, you know, got to keep them off track.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, like, I feel like looks is more of what I do. Like, I don't use words, but I'll give them a look and they do something that doesn't make me too happy or something like they say
I
something
used to love to throw out random words. I'd go like, pterodactyl. And they'd be like, what? That's strike 3, Sparky. See ya.
All right,
You know.
all right, we're gonna put you on the spot. We got to get the look. This is give me the mean.
Oh.
Mug. Give the mean mug.
Um.
Oh, she can't.
Well, because I see pictures of myself doing it, but at the time I don't realize I'm doing it. But okay.
Look at her. We got her laughing.
I know,
She can't
we were
do
kind
it.
of rolling.
Those cheeks are like
Okay. Okay. We're all just looking. I'll be like.
See, she just got good job, Sparky.
I got it.
Oh God, that's funny.
you could see some pictures though. Some pictures I look kind of mean. Yeah. I'm like, that doesn't look like me.
Oh, she's fun.
Oh my God. So you got to ask your question.
You want to ask it?
No.
Okay. So
got it.
my favorite question is superstitions.
Okay.
I love to hear, especially because baseball and softball, there's so many superstitions in there. So we all know about don't touch the line when you come on,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. Do you have anything special that you do that like sometimes it's meals you put on your
Pre-game.
uniform a certain way? Is
During
there
the game.
superstitions that you have to, or is it when you're playing really well and something stuck, do you stick to that?
Well, with my uniform, like I put my jersey on first, I do my hair, and then I put my left sock on, my right sock on, like sliding shorts, and then like my pants. But I always have to put my left sock on before my right sock and my left cleat before my left cleat. It's not necessarily a superstition. I just feel weird when I do it the other way around. I don't know why.
I've heard that a bunch of times. But
that is a superstition.
It just feels like awkward. It feels like, I don't know. It just feels awkward, I guess. But I'm not like, that's how I do good. Like,
Or how about, like when you walk up, like you're walking up behind the plate, is there a certain, like, do you kick the dirt a certain way or?
Not when I'm catching. When I go up to bat, I always hold my bat by the barrel and I look at the pitcher, like when I walk to the other side of the batter's box.
Me mugging the pitcher.
I do that. Yeah. I do like a little
Shove
spin
it
with
down
my
your
bat.
throat, this little
Yeah. So you're up on the barrel, huh?
Yeah, I hold it from the barrel and I walk to the other side of the plate.
you're warming the barrel up so you can drive balls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Duh. Especially in Ohio. I mean, it's cold out there during your softball.
Oh,
High school season. High school
Yeah,
season,
'cause
it's
snow
like
you
20
guys don't
degrees.
start till- yeah, you guys don't start till what, mid to late March, early
Mhm.
April, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So they don't get like January like we do. Yeah.
right.
I mean, we get 24/7, it seems like.
Yeah.
360.
Yeah, baseball and softball's happening all the time.
Oh yeah, out here.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have 3 questions that I like to ask, and I think you're gonna have fun with them.
Okay.
It pertains to softball, obviously, and training, whichever way you want to go. Okay.
Okay.
Here we go. What do you do well?
Oh, what do I do well? I think I do well with giving myself a reality check with whatever I'm doing. Like, I mean, like sometimes, I'll be tired and I know that I'm not up to what I normally am or like what I should be doing. So I feel like I'm good with being real with myself, or with like, sometimes you take a little break, you take a couple of days off or whatever, but I think I don't sugarcoat to myself necessarily, if that makes sense.
That's a great answer. Next question. What would you do differently?
I think I would have more of a routine with when I give myself breaks, instead of just, if I give myself a break when I don't feel like doing it, then I feel like I do that a little longer, like couple more days than I would like to do that. So I feel like if I give myself a certain routine of the days I go and hit or the days I go lift, and then give myself a day in the middle of the week where I take a break, I feel like I'd be more efficient, which is something I need to work on.
Wow, that's a great answer. I really like that.
Thank you.
Now, I know that was what would you do differently, and I know you said work on, but is there anything else? The next question would be, what would you work on?
I think I'd work on getting some new drills for myself, maybe like switching up my routine a little bit. Not necessarily when it comes to lifting. I feel like my lifting routine's pretty good. But I feel like my hitting, like, and when things aren't working, instead of trying to change my swing, just find drills that are gonna help me with my swing. Like whether I'm popping the ball up, just focusing on things that are gonna get my swing more leveled, instead of trying to like tweak the way my bat angle is or something like that.
Nice. So that brings up a 4th question for me, and I like to ask this because you talked about your training and changing things. This one's going to be kind of a difficult one. How do you make the uncomfortable comfortable?
Yeah, that's something I struggle with.
Okay.
Well, I feel like personality wise, like I feel like I struggled with that for a long time. Not necessarily, well, I guess it does all around, but like when I went on the field, like when I was a little bit younger, I wasn't very aggressive with anything I did. I feel like I think I was a little too buddy and nice to everybody, which is what you should be. But I feel like as I'm getting older, when I get on the field, I know that something inside me has to change, whether I know the team or don't know the team. I think I've gotten a lot better with being aggressive, but I still think there's some aspects where I could have a little more intensity with what I do.
I like it. Wow. I like that. That is
Probably one of the best series of that question.
Yeah,
Those
that
series
was
questions from the
absolutely,
last-
yeah, I couldn't agree more.
She's excited. No,
Yeah,
that was
that
really
was
cool.
straight up legit. I always like to ask the three for sure. And then the fourth one usually comes at a later time in the interview. But
Uh-huh.
That was perfect right
yeah,
there. Yeah.
that was a great job.
You know, going into like all that stuff you said and how you build up and you're working on stuff, going and being committed to college, what is it that most excites you about Toledo softball?
Well, we have a new coaching staff, so that's something that has gotten me a little, they don't really know you yet. You gotta put your A game into everything you do when they see you. But I think knowing who they are and where they came from, I'm excited about that. I know, they had a rough year this past year. So I think the thing that I'm most excited about is I know that I want to be there to help turn it around, because obviously with new coaches, like they're at a fresh start this year. And obviously I'm not going to be there this season, but I think just knowing when I go there, I know that my goal is to do anything and everything that I can to help turn it around and to help make it be the best program in the MAC and one of the best programs out there.
That's great too.
Oh my
She's
God,
got
yeah.
great answers. And then so let's talk about that, because you got another season of high school football or football. Dude, softball.
Soft.
I played powder puff.
I'm a huh?
I played powder puff.
Powder
Atta
puff.
Get 'em.
But you got to see another senior season of softball. But you're focused on the senior season, but you have eyes on Toledo, which is really cool. What it's now bringing it back to this next season, are you looking to take it one more step? Do you think that you can get that team, or the team can come together to really take that one more step?
I think so. Like I said earlier, we lost 5 seniors. We lost a big chunk of our starters, so we're going to have a young team, and we only have a few juniors, so we're going to be mainly freshmen and sophomores. But I think, yeah. But I think that the biggest role that I want to take on this year is to helping us get as far as we can, because I mean, last year at the beginning of the year, I don't think anybody had expected us to do what we did. And so at this point, I don't really think that there's anything that we couldn't do. Like we had a turning point in our season last year in which we really kicked it up a notch. And I don't think that without that humbling moment that we had, we wouldn't have done what we did. So I'm very grateful for that moment. And I think that practices are going to be a lot different. I think the off season is going to be different. And I think people's mindsets are going to change, because those that have been in the program know what's expected now. And even if we don't get as far as we did, it's the effort that counts. I'd like to get that far, but if we don't and people give all their effort, then that's good with me.
Do you feel, and what you said, I get it, younger team, stuff like that, but do you feel that you guys learned how to win? Like, is there a difference in the mindset, belief system that you guys are, that you're going to win more? So there's a little bit more confidence, not an arrogance, but there's more confidence in the team, even though you're young.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of them, especially the ones that were on JV, saw what we did. They were at practices. They know how our practices were different. And I think that, just the expectations that have been set higher within the coaches that they have for us and the girls that have been there already, because, we don't want to let that slip away, and we want to keep it in the program to keep building. So eventually in the next couple of years, they can get past what we did. And I can't wait to see that happen. I really hope it comes soon. So.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to,
yeah,
I know. I'm trying to figure out the best way to ask this question. I've got like 40 different ways it's going through my head. So
okay.
How do you take the humbling moment from last year and grow off of it for this year with the younger team?
Yeah, so that happened for us towards the end of the season. We got run-rolled by a team in our conference. That was something that we hadn't experienced in our high school season. Our coach hadn't experienced for a while. So, everybody knew that like right after that, we really kicked it into gear. Those 2 weeks that we had in between that game and our playoff games into what our mindset and our new goal was going to be. And I think for people knowing that the upperclassmen are going to keep that goal, no matter who we have on the team and who we no longer have, I think we need to really keep our goal the same and to make sure everybody's on the same page, because that's the biggest thing that I think we learned was that when we weren't all on the same page, when some people had the goal of getting far and some people, were maybe like, oh, I don't know, whether it's within themselves and thinking that they can't do anything to help. I think it's making sure everybody knows their roles and making sure that everybody knows that our roles aren't going to be the same. That like, even if I wasn't in the game, I'm going to be the biggest cheerleader on the fence, because even if I wasn't happy about not being in the game, I know that that's what my team needs at the time. So
Great leadership.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh my God.
Yeah, she
So
gets it.
I've always said that I always say the year. So we'll say 2023 has 3 softball seasons in it: the preseason, league, playoffs. I've always talked to my teams that way. I go, you have to win preseason to get to league. To get through league, you have to get to playoffs. Oh, it allows you to get to playoffs.
mhm.
To dominate in playoffs gives you the trophy or the rings or whatever. That's always been my mindset for my teams when I coached high school ball. Is that kind of the focus you guys take as well?
That's actually a great point. I've never even thought about it that way necessarily. We do a league with the high schools, conference and non-conference, where we play them indoors. But I feel like that's something that we somewhat take for granted, some people, because it's in the winter, it's inside, the rules aren't necessarily the same, which I think definitely affects the way some people play. And I think that using those reps, especially for in the field and just hitting live pitching and not caring necessarily if the ball hits the ceiling. So I think just little things like that, we need to focus a little bit more on. I know we're starting some new speed stuff in the winter, which I'm excited about. And just staying consistent with everything and not letting the winter breaks and stuff be miserable for us, I think is going to be something big this year, is taking every opportunity we have and really making the most out of it.
Nice.
Who would you like to thank for where you are now?
Got a few people.
Look at that smile.
I know. Boom. Blossom.
I love it.
I think my travel coach, Coach T, he's the bomb. He's awesome. My parents, of course, my parents do a lot for me. Whether it's before I could drive, taking me to where I need to go, still taking me to my tournaments, paying for my lessons, all that type of stuff. I think even just like my friends and the rest of my family, I feel like I always know that I have a lot of support behind me, no matter where I go. I always have support. My high school coach, Coach Tuzik, Bob, of course. Bob helped me with my swing tremendously.
That big goofball.
Yeah, I think those are the main ones. Yeah, I've had a lot of help.
because she was thinking
Oh
of
my
these people.
God.
You could see it going in her
Oh
mind.
my God. It just got bigger
Yeah.
and bigger the more that came to her. I
You
love
know,
it.
and it's crazy. That question is so hard because it's so open. And then I know, and I've had some after, like, there's so many people I forgot to thank.
Yep.
But at the
I
same
was just thinking about that.
Right, exactly. But there is a lot that you did because you had to take yourself there, but all the people that were around you, and it's always a great opportunity to thank those people.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Emma, you're amazing. You're
Thanks.
extremely intelligent. You're fun, an incredible athlete. And
Yeah.
just thank you for being on here. I can't wait to watch and follow all the stuff. And when you go to Toledo, and Chris and I like to try and get out to games and stuff, so we want to see you live.
Yes.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Stalker. No, I'm just kidding. You know, I think I'm going to end this one a little different.
Yeah,
It's one of
that's
my
good.
favorite sayings from Yogi Berra. If you do what you always do, you'll always do what you've done. Do something different today and make yourself better from here on out every day.
I like the Yogi Berra one where it gives you cash, which is just like money. That's my favorite Yogi Berra one, but
Emma, thank you so much. We had such a great time.
Thank you for having me.
It was all our pleasure.
absolutely.
And this, yeah.
Thank you so much. What up,
Anyway.
Emma? You're the best. I look forward to following up with you for
Yes.
sure. And
Thank
then
you, guys.
seeing your career blossom. You're amazing.
Yep.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
Anytime.
absolutely.
From here, us here at What Up Sports Nation, you guys have a great day and a better tomorrow. What up?
What up?